it's something that you got to keep in mind at all times, no matter where you at, no matter who you around. Just realize everybody ain't got the same goals as you, the same mindset as you, you know? So don't trip when you see her doing something that you wouldn't do. When you see him talking and doing some stuff that you would have never did. You got to realize everybody don't move the same way as you. Your morals, your principles of the way of life you live, everybody ain't on the same time that you on. And you can't let that get to you. You got to realize some people don't got the same heart as you. You might have a heart of gold, you know? You might not, have loyalty in you that this person don't got in them, you know? You might be stronger than people and they ain't, had to carry this before. So you got to keep that in mind when you're dealing with people in life, in your family, friends. You got to realize, and you got to let people show their true colors. If that's who he is, let him be who he is. You know what I mean? He likes to seek attention and likes to lie. Just let them people do that, you know? Sometimes these people don't know what loyalty is. Sometimes these people don't know what values they are, you know? So you just got to be okay with that. Your morals are not the same as the next man, the next woman, the next family. You know? You probably are a loyal person, a loving person. Your heart probably this big. Everybody ain't got no heart, though, you know? Everybody don't see, ain't got the same discernment as you, though, you know? Everybody don't show humility and some kind of that you show to people, you know? Some people just with people just for what they got. That's what they call value right there. What you can do for somebody. How much money you can get somebody. How much money can I make off you? That's what some people call value out here. When I'm a person, I look at value is how loyal are you? I mean, can you motivate me? Can what's your ambition? You know what I'm saying? Where your loyalty at? That's what value in a person mean to me. Not how much somebody can give me. Not how much I can make off him or her. Not maybe he can refer me over here. Nah, go find you some business partners. What I expect in family and friends is just that. Loyalty, you know what I'm saying? Honesty, you know what I'm saying? Motivation. That's what I find loyalty in, you know what I'm saying? That's what I find my values in the people, That's what helps me out, you know what I mean? You being a person like that. I don't need to care how much money you get, It's all good. Don't get mad at people because they don't share the same values as you, the same principles that you got, Some people are not a believer like you. Some people, they just do anything for $1. That ain't you. So don't even trip. Some people will betray people and stab people in the back just to get where they going. People who betray people probably will continue to betray people. And you ain't that type of person. So you ain't on that type of time. But don't worry about it. Your outlook of life, your mindset that you got, it ain't gonna be the same as the next man. You know what I mean? I don't know how to be jealous and envious at all. But I know people are jealous and envious, and they don't mind doing it. I celebrate my people at all times, I know everybody's not going to celebrate me. It's expected, though. He don't got the same heart as me. He don't got the same loyalty as I got. You can't expect these people to be the same father as you. You can't expect them to be the same friend as you, Some people got different complexes out here in life, you know what I mean? They morals and characteristics are different from you. And that's okay, though, Sometimes it's like, whoa, I would have never said what he just said. I would have never did my brothers and sisters like that. I would have never did my parent like that. But that's not the same person, That person is a person who is just selfish, You the selfless person. This is a selfish person. It ain't gonna mix. You know what I mean? You can't expect them to look out for you. You can't expect them to have humility. You know what I mean? These people just out for their damn self and what they can get. You know what I'm saying? You can't expect that from people. You know what I mean? So don't expect everybody to go do the same thing as you. You gonna hold the door for everybody. You will be nice and polite and humble to people. Guess what? We got people who gonna be disrespectful, mean, arrogant, smart aleck. You know how that go. It ain't nothing you can do about it. You gonna be working with these people. They're gonna be on your street. They're gonna be in the mall, in the stores, wherever you go, in your family. You know this. You got people around you in your work, in your family, who do some stuff that you don't agree with, Whether if it's right or wrong, you know what I mean? They ain't got the heart that you got. That's why you give to people, and sometimes nobody gives you nothing, you know what I mean? The same people that you gave to, when you ask them can you reciprocate back? They can't reciprocate. They don't got the same heart as you. They don't got the same love as you. You know what I mean? What you cherish and what you put out here in your plans in life, it's different, you know what I mean? You could be a family guy, and you was a family guy to 100%, you know what I mean? You was a family woman, you know what I mean? You got a husband, you got a wife, you know what I mean? You got a different outlook of life. This man and woman, they ain't got that. You know what I mean? He don't know how it feels to be a father 24/7, 365 days a week. You know? He do this every once in a while. Once a month type parents. You know what I mean? But that's not you. You got a different outlook on how you go raise your kids, on how you go do this. You know? It ain't only one playbook to life, but you running your play how you want to run your play though. We are different out here, y'all. You ain't gonna have no twin out here, even if you got a real twin that's gonna do the same thing as you. You know what I mean? Sometimes people can't reciprocate, and sometimes people are just not, good people. You know? Sometimes people will just let the door shut in your face. Sometimes people would like to see you fall and try to get you out of your position at your job. You know? Try to set you up in your family. Try to take you away from your spouse. You got evil people out here. And that's not you. You just have to big people up, to help people. You know what I mean? To hold the door for people. To be nice and to be humble. But everybody's not going to do it. And you just got to be cool with that. You can't be mad at her. You can't be mad at him of how they go do it. You know, like I said, sometimes these people haven't learned it. You know, they came up in a family, a generation where everybody was just disrespectful and nobody showed love to nobody. And that's all they know was one way. But then again, you got these people out here who know difference. You know what I mean? They know better. And they came here to be evil. They came here to be jealous and envious of people. So, I don't expect nothing from them. You can't expect nothing from them. But don't let them people change you, though. You're a good-hearted person, and you working with all these bad-hearted and evil people. What you about to do? Start stabbing people in the back, too? What you about to do? Start policing people and start lying on people just like they doing to you? Let God handle them in any manner. Don't change your heart, though. God wants us walking godly, you know what I mean? Trying to be as close to him and be like him as we can, you know? Don't let these people change you. Keep doing what you do. Just realize everybody don't move the way you move. That's all I got. Motivation comes in many forms. Lamborghini Lamar.